Okay, so let's talk about this little thing I've got in my hands and how this is probably one of the most valuable things you can do to actually improve your practice. So what I've got is a practice log. And you might be thinking, how is a practice log going to drastically improve my results and improve my experience and output with my rehearsal time? But let's go through some of the points and one of the reasons why I use one religiously, and I recommend any guitar player or student and serious student of the instrument should use one too. Okay, the first thing a practice log is great at is it actually gets you pointed in the right direction and keeps you mindful of your goals moving forward. So how many of you have had the experience where you've got a consistent practice schedule, but it feels like every 3 or 4 days you're just getting frustrated and looking for that next new thing, that next new tool, that next new approach? What a practice log actually does is it just keeps you motivated, keeps you pointing in the right direction, and it actually makes your practice way more efficient because you can focus your practice time purely on working on what you need to, because you don't need to remember what you were working on the day before. One thing I love about these is when I'm working on an exercise, I come back the next day and I've got the tempo I was working on it at, the key technical points or notes which are going to help me improve and execute better the next day. And then straight away, I don't have to think about what I was doing the day before. I just open up my log and it's all there. So that way I can maximize my time working on the things I need to be working on. If you're spending more time working on the things that are going to be moving you forward, you're going to get way better results with your practice and make you a better guitar player. So the next point I think is probably the most valuable asset that a practice log gives you is it allows you to track your development and progress. So it's very difficult when you're not using one, or how many of you have had the feeling where you're just getting frustrated because it feels like you're not making any gains towards the piece or the technique that you're learning rather. A practice log is great because you can see the incremental improvement, whether it's day by day or over the space of a week. You'd be surprised how much incrementally a technique or a phrase might improve just by keeping an eye on it and keeping it logged day by day. So as I mentioned to you earlier, if you're working with a teacher, it's going to be great for them to see what you're doing and help to diagnose any sticking points or things that you're doing that aren't so helpful with your practice. So let's talk about how you can actually go about using a practice log. They're virtually free. You can buy any old notebook, you can get a loose leaf folder that you can just keep adding pages to, or you can even do it digitally on your phone, iPad, laptop, whatever you want to use. The way I use it and get great results out of is obviously I just put the date, and then the next I put down the technique or the idea, phrase that I'm trying to work on and develop. And then all I do with that is I log the tempo, and then I log the technical points or the notes that I think are going to be helpful. So the next day when I pick up my guitar to do some work, I can open up my log and I'm starting from a really strong point, reinforcing the key points that we want to know. And that's one of the brilliant things about the log is actually by forcing you to write it down, it's reinforcing, adding another layer and another way for you to absorb those key technical points. So my challenge to you people out there is pick it up. Grab a practice log, start using one the 3 to 4 weeks, and let me know in the comments below how you go with it. If you've actually found an improvement with your playing or your experience with your practice or not. Let's see how that goes. If you want to check out any of my online courses, you can follow the links below to check out the HPM Guitar Fundamentals program, which is going to teach you the fundamental skill sets of contemporary guitar in context. You can either purchase that today or check it out on an obligation-free trial. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. My name is Ryan Wyatt. Enjoy your playing, and I'm going to catch you all next video.